Rack focus. Hey everybody, Johnny O from the Plot Hole, and it's time for Unpopular Opinions episode 23. Skip the intro, let's get right into it. Unpopular opinion number 1. Why does society state that I have to relinquish my seat any and every time an ancient person or a woman boards the bus or enters the room? That's my seat. I got there first. I get it. Grandpappy's knees hurt or his back hurts. So does mine. So what that single mom hasn't sat down once in between her 3 jobs that she has to be able to support her 3 children? She shouldn't have driven her husband off by nagging him. Or she shouldn't have killed him. Bet she's regretting that decision right now. And never mind that I may have had a long day at work too. Or that my wife may have driven me off the deep end. Or that my back is seized up preventing me from walking straight. You can all take your looks of disapproval and go spit. Of course I kid. Yes, when someone who is less fortunate than I, or who needs a seat more than I do, boards the train, the bus, the tram, whatever, I'm gonna give him my seat. Unless he or she is a Yankees fan. Then he or she can go stand in the corner and think about his or her poor life choices. Unpopular opinion number 2. Work is work. No matter what type of work is worked. Let's stop pretending that someone's job is trivial. I mean, does it even really matter? So what Chuck works making pizzas for a living? He's working. People, we need to stop work shaming others. Now, I know why it's done, and it's stupid. Just because these people work less important jobs, that's your opinion, doesn't mean that these people shouldn't be able to afford to pay their bills. I don't want to get too political with this one, so I'll just say this. You do you. Worry about your job and let Chuck worry about his. How much Chuck makes for making pizza doesn't in any way, shape, or form affect how much you make as an ER nurse or an auto mechanic or wherever the hell it is that you work. Stop buying into the game that the super wealthy want us to play. They want us fighting over the scraps so they continue taking the fresh cuts of meat for themselves. Damn it, you lot have me sounding like a conspiratorial nut job. In all seriousness, don't fall for this tactic that pits us against each other. How much you make doesn't affect how much I make. Stop concerning yourself with what other people do to earn a living. And stop this if they want a better job to make more money, all you gotta do is go to college nonsense. It's not as if universities hand out $100,000 a year jobs upon graduation. Nor is it like everyone can afford college. Nor is college the right fit for everyone. By the way, if your retort is that a fast food worker's job isn't as important as others, then tear your ass to your house and make your own damn food. Enough said. Unpopular opinion number 3. Being a man doesn't automatically make me a sexist. I can't help the fact that I was born with a penis any more than you can help the fact that you were born with a vagina. So don't automatically assume that I think less of you simply because our parts don't match up. Furthermore, being a man doesn't mean that my stances on certain social issues are any more or less important than yours. Not too long ago, I was told that I need to not concern myself or get myself involved in the cause of women's reproductive rights because I myself am not a woman. I'm to keep out because I have health care already. Never mind that I have 3 daughters that one day will need access to reasonable reproductive health care. 3 daughters who don't have a voice because they're not old enough to vote and they're not taken seriously by those who are. Also keep in mind, I held the same views that these women held who were so adamantly against men having a voice. Women's reproductive rights isn't just a woman's issue. It's a human issue that has serious repercussions for everybody involved. Men included. No, this isn't me trying to assert my control over a woman's body. Quite the opposite. This is me fighting for women to have the rights that they deserve. My daughters should have the right to adequate health care, regardless of some religious nut job's opinions or views on what he thinks a woman should or shouldn't do. If that offends you, go take a long walk and reevaluate why you're a man-hating sexist. Finally, can we stop with the "oh, I did something nice for the disabled kid" nonsense already? Recently, I watched a video where a young lady asked a kid who was described as having special needs out to prom. That's nice and all, but did she really want to go to the prom with this kid? Or was she just throwing him a bone for the views? If she really wanted to go with him, then why the spectacle? Why do we need a banner in the classroom? Why did it have to be recorded? If she isn't interested in the young man, then what's her motive here? To give the youngster a pity date? I speak from experience. Pity dates are garbage. They're poop, wrapped up in tinfoil wrapping paper with a little bow that has the curlicues on it. Yeah, it looks nice on the outside, but on the inside it's just a ball of shit. Put yourself in this young man's position for a second. You've gone your whole life learning how to deal and cope with your limitations, we'll call them, for lack of a better term. Finally accepting yourself for who you are and not what disability you have. Suddenly, as if out of nowhere, a pretty young lady walks up and asks you out on a date. You don't know that it's a pity date, so you accept. And you think to yourself, finally, my ship has arrived. Finally, somebody has looked past this wheelchair or my disability and saw me for me. And maybe, just maybe, if I play my cards right, I'll get a goodnight kiss at the end of this date. Only to have your heart ripped out of your chest when during the dance, her friends approach and she looks at you and says, "Oh no, we're just friends." People, keep your fake and self-fulfilling, phony acts of altruism to yourself. Certainly keep that feel-good bullshit off my YouTube feed. Maybe I'm out of line here. Maybe the two are best friends and maybe they recorded it from memories. Folks, do good. Be good. But not because you want the world to remember you as a good person. Good people don't have to ask the world to remember them as anything. The world simply does. All right, everybody, that's Unpopular Opinions episode 23. I'm your humble host, Johnny O. I hope you had a good time. If you did, like, share, and subscribe. Lots of help to the channel. We've got a big push to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I've got a lot of time, but don't let that stop you. Share this with your friends. Maybe they'll enjoy it too. If you enjoyed today's show and you wish to support the channel monetarily, you can do so by becoming a channel member or going to www.patreon.com/theplothole1. That's the number 1, not the O-Neaters. 2 more patrons, $1 a month minimum, and I'll stop telling that joke. I'll also do the raffle. That being said, I hope to see you guys this Friday for a very special Dingleberries and Klingons. I'm Johnny O, and don't forget, keep your opinions unpopular, baby.